All right. Hi, I'm Lily, and I hate introducing myself because it always reminds me of that first day of class where like your teacher thinks you're all gonna like talk to each other and be friends. So he makes you go around and introduce yourself. And the worst is when they're like, okay, like give me your name, your hometown, your major, and then they say have a fun fact, and that sucks. And you realize how bad that sucks because like I'm not interesting at all. And it doesn't help that I always have to go right after some girl who's like, my name is Virginia Tabernacle III, and over the summer I rode a horse in the beach on a Ferris wheel. And you're like, fuck, I have to go after her now. And she's way more interesting than me. And like, I can't even talk about what I did over the summer because it was nothing. And so you have to go after her and you have to say a fun fact. So I always have my go-to fun fact. I just tell people about my middle name. So my dad in college was a frat boy, and he was like an Animal House frat boy. He wasn't like a douche who wears like salmon shorts and like vineyard vines. He was like gross and disgusting, and his whole frat was full of these guys that were just really gross. It was like Animal House. It was just disgusting, and it makes sense because like he looks like John Belushi. So he was a frat boy. So once he was playing ping pong after college with one of his brothers, and he was like, hey, if you lose, you have to propose to your girlfriend. Because like, why bet money? I guess just fucking bet that. So the guy was like, fine, but if you lose, then I get to name your first kid's middle name. And my dad, who had no sense of like object permanence, was like, yeah, like my mom was pregnant with me at this time. Like he knew that I was like a tangible baby that existed. It wasn't just like, this won't happen. Like I was kind of there. And he was like, yeah, all right. So they played ping pong and my dad lost. And this guy, my middle name is Quentin. It's my middle name, it's real, it's on my driver's license. Like people, like I'm at the DMV or I'm like filling out a form for school and they're like, yeah, what's your middle name? And I'm like, Quentin. And they're always like, oh. And they always look at me like really sad. And so that's my middle name. I mean, it could have been asshole. And my dad would have kept it. My dad would have been like, yep, Liz, I'm sorry, your kid's middle name is asshole now. But no, it's Quentin. Someone asked me if that's my grandma's name once. They're like, oh, is that like your grandma's name? I'm like, tell me a grandma you know whose name is Quentin. Like, yeah, Grandma Quentin. That was definitely a popular name during the Dust Bowl. But anyway, so yeah, it could have been asshole. So I'm kind of grateful for it because my dad would have kept the bet either way. So anyway, yeah. Introducing yourself sucks because that's my fun fact. It's my go-to fun fact. And if I already said that to people, then I don't have one. Yeah, so it's always really awkward. I remember on my first day of college, like ever, I moved in early, which is really stupid because I live an hour away. Like, I don't know what I thought. I got up at like 6 a.m. the day before anyone was moving in. And I was like, oh, we gotta go, I'm gonna be late. But like, no, I'm not. The latest I've been to anything is like an hour early. So I wore a dress too, which was really fucking stupid because I'm like walking up all these stairs holding like boxes of shit in a dress and I'm like sweating and it's really disgusting. I wanted to like do that thing after high school where you get really hot and then you go back for the summer and you're like, oh, wish I paid attention to her, but like, oops, didn't happen. So I'm wearing a fucking dress and I lived in BBB freshman year. Did any of you live in BBB? And then people cheer. And then, and it sucked because they had those law steps and I thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it really was. It just sucked so hard. And I thought, okay, well, at least at the end of the year, I'll be like really fit and like sexy because of these steps. And that like didn't happen. So, but I tried to like make it happen after the first semester. I was like, wow, I'm like not as sexy as I thought I would be. I gained like 1,000,000 pounds because all I do is eat French fries now and Sliders grilled cheese, which I'm pretty sure, they say it's like 5 cheeses, but I'm pretty sure it's just 5 different colors of the same cheese. But anyway, so I tried to go to the gym in BBB, and if you've ever been to the gym in BBB, I'm not shitting you. Like, if this is my hand on the gym wall, this is my hand on the place that sells you fucking milkshakes. And every time, I remember probably the most shameful day of my life. This isn't true, I'm really full of shame. But I put on all my gym clothes, and I filled up like a water bottle, and I like tied my hair up and everything. And I go down to the gym, and I take an immediate left, and I get a milkshake. And I went back upstairs. I got a milkshake in my gym clothes. It was awful. But anyway, moving in, I live in BBB. It was like this pre-orientation thing. We all go to like a play. So they take us there by a bus, and I'm like all alone, and I sit there on the bus, and this kid comes and sits next to me, and it's a boy kid, so I'm like, fuck, and because I'm like terrible, and he looks at me and he goes, oh, hey, my name's, he's probably in this room, I'm gonna use a fake name, hey, my name's Tom, like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, hey, Tom, my name's Lily, and he goes, oh, cool, where are you from? And I go, haha, yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's something you see in those horrible teen movies, but like, it really happened to me, and so I'm mortified. I've been at college for about 3 hours, and I already do shit like this, but I'm like really awful at boys in general. Even if I'm not like sexually or romantically attracted to them, if I see a boy and he's like relatively nice to me, that's it, I'm done. Like, once I was at a party, and 99 Problems came on, and that's like my shit. And you know how people at parties, they'll just be like, they'll do the, if you have a girl problems, I feel bad for you, son, and then they just start dancing. I do the whole fucking thing. So, because I feel really passionately about Jay-Z. And so the song plays, and everyone does that part, and then I'm like, I got the Rap Patrol on the Gap Patrol, and I like keep going, and I do the whole thing. And then like a couple minutes after that, one of my friends comes up to me and she goes, hey, one of my guy friends is here and he like really wants to talk to you. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, that's what did it. Like, that's what did it. Me really drunkenly, aggressively shouting the lyrics to 99 Problems. Like, that's what gets a boy to like me. Whatever. So she tells me, she's like, yeah, he like really wants to talk to you. Will you follow me? And I was like, yeah. So I didn't follow her. I went and I got... Because, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to talk to people. And I, like, was kind of not there for that anyway. I just kind of wanted beer. And so I took a beer, and I went to the bathroom. Instead of following her, she, like, went this way, and I was following her, and then I just turned up the staircase. And then, oops. And then I hid in the bathroom for about half an hour. And my roommate was still there, so I was texting her that whole time. I'm like, hey, like, let me know when you want to go. And she was like, yeah, but like she didn't want to go yet. So I was in the bathroom with my one beer for about half an hour because I just didn't want to talk to a boy. Because that's just how bad I am at it.